One evening, after I was watching the nightly news with my then 5-year-old son, he asked me a question that I thought I had a ton of time to answer. I thought the complicated questions typically came at 8 or 9 years old, but my son looked me in the eyes while I was tucking him in the bed, and he asked me, "Daddy, why did you go to jail?" I couldn't believe that my son was asking me this question, and my wife and I often thought about that moment. We knew that we wanted to handle it well, but that night I had a question to answer. So I decided to tell my son how I ended up going to prison when I was a 15-year-old kid. When I was 15 years old, about a week after my 14th birthday, I made one of the worst decisions of my life. So I began to tell my son how my friend and we approached a man sleeping in his car, tapped on the window, demanded the keys to his car, took the keys in the car, and sped off. That decision landed me in front of a judge with my mom and my sister standing just a few feet behind me as they listened to the judge sentence me to 8 years in adult maximum security prisons. This was the beginning of something that was, while not uncommon around the country, very tragic for my family. In fact, for the first 2 years, I lived in denial about my prison sentence, promising my mom every visit, every phone call, that someone would see that I was drowning in those cells, and they would say, "Marcus, we just wanted to teach you a hard lesson and pull you out." But one day, as I'm walking around a prison rec yard with my friend Danny B, I asked him, "How long have you been here?" And he told me that he had already served 31 years. My palms immediately got sweaty. I was 17 years old. My heart dropped down to my toes, and that was the moment that I knew that I was going to have to serve the entire 8 years that my judge gave me. Now, interestingly enough, I came from a neighborhood where it was common for people to go to prison, so I wasn't really scared. I knew that my hands and my attitude would keep me safe, but the psychological warfare continued to breed damage. So my mom, she made a promise one day while sitting in a prison visiting room. She promised me that she would write me a letter or send me a picture every day from that day forward until I came home. My world was crumbling around me. Everything was going haywire. And here comes my mom prancing into a prison visiting room like I'm in summer camp with the promise that she's going to change my life by sending me pictures. But little did I know, it would be my mother's letters and photos that would save my life. My mom would send me pictures of a cheeseburger or a mattress from a department store, along with a letter that promised that one day I would enjoy a fat, juicy burger or sleep on a comfortable bed like the one I slept in last night. My mom prepared me for moments like the one I'm sharing today, and I'm super excited because that led me, after release, to be able to start one of the most impactful social apps inside of the App Store. We created a mobile app called Flikshop. Our mobile application does the same exact thing that my mom did for me because we wanted to be able to help those people inside of the prisons. And while we know that the prison phone industry created this predatory environment where families really can't communicate and engage with their loved ones the way that they would like to because of affordability, we knew we wanted to solve a huge problem. Our mobile app allows our families to be able to take a picture, add some quick text, press send, and for 99 cents, we print that photo and text on a real, actual, tangible postcard and ship it to any person in any cell anywhere in the country. It's been an incredible journey because while initially we connected 50 families, and then it was like 100 families, before I knew it, we connected 500 families. And today I'm proud to say that we've connected over 140,000 families around the country. It's been incredible because I've been blessed to be able to have experiences where I get to walk through the airport and see a random person that says, "Hey, I use Flikshop. Thank you so much." My daughter sends pictures to my husband. Just recently, I was able to address the country from the White House and talk about the importance of criminal justice reform. The irony behind me doing this kind of work now and seeing the impact that we're having with our families is really centered around how the business has completely transformed. In fact, now, not only do we connect our families back to their loved ones, we've launched the Flikshop School of Business, where we teach returning citizens how to build technologies similar to what Flikshop does, and then we hire people directly out of there. Yeah, I'm kind of sort of biased a little because I'd like to hire felons that look like me, but I'm able to now give other returning citizens tons of employment because the opportunities are there, but sometimes the talent pool doesn't get access because of that F that sits on their chest that stands for felony. One of the things that I get mostly excited about, though, are the organizations, the companies, the foundations, the other businesses who want to be able to reach back into those sales and don't have a way to do so. For an example, I have an organization in Arkansas that we work with. They just launched a reentry program, and they want to be able to connect with all of the people that are between the ages of 18 and 24 and that are going to be released between now and 2021. They reach out to us, and because of the data that we're able to collect via our data scrapers, the APIs that we build, and the circular technology that wraps around the entire country, eliminating silos between the state, local, county jails, the state, local, state prisons, and then the federal facilities, juvenile facilities, ICE detention centers. We all aggregate all of that information and allow for that one reentry program in Arkansas to be able to send 500 Flikshops every month in a few clicks, introducing people to their reentry program. We're learning that one of the biggest barriers to a lot of the solutions around our country is that people just don't have access to it. And I'll promise you, when I sat and sailed C-12, you couldn't have gotten me to believe that there was a nation full of people that were willing to fly to Denver to talk about the work that you all are all doing. I thought that no one cared about me in those sales. And because of our technology that we're building, starting with those photos that my mom sent me from a prison cell of cheeseburgers, we're now able to create a connection for communities to be able to engage directly back to these populations over and over again, building trust and creating a solution that hasn't been there before. I'm so grateful to be a part of this community this way, and I look forward to working with each one of you guys who want to be just as impactful as that organization in Arkansas. Thank you so much.